Hey everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be doing something that we've already done before, but with some new means. So I have this beautiful cream quilted blanket, and we are monogramming it using a baby pink Siser Stripflock Pro. So I have done this before. I've done it in a video and in a live, but what's different is that we are going to be cutting it with the Siser Juliet cutter and setting up the design in the Leonardo Design Studio. So the Siser Juliet came out late last year. I hadn't had too much time to work with it, but I'm really excited to be able to start putting these videos out for you. So I'm going to show you how I set up this monogram in Leonardo Design Studio, and then we'll also load and cut our strip flock using the Juliet cutter. So I'll go ahead and link all the items below, and if you're excited about this video, don't forget to hit the like button and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more uploads. Look at this, everyone. So we're in a different software. I am in Leonardo Design Studio. That is the design and cutting software from Siser. It's still fairly new at the time of recording. It did come out last September, October, but I'm just now getting to videos on it. I apologize. So what you see now, I'm filming in May of 2023. If you're watching this in the future, there may be some features that are different. I know they're always improving it, so definitely check back. So you'll see over here we have a lot of different features in here, but we're going to go straight to design because that is what we are doing. So you can see the interface looks a lot different than Silhouette Studio, but we can still make everything work. So we are going to start off pretty simple. We're going to be doing a monogram. So I have my monogram font already in my computer. Oh, you can see this is from me testing it. Okay, so when you're in here, it'll show you your default font. It'll show you like Arial or something like that. So you can see here are our fonts, and here's your enter text here to test it. I'll just do a different one so you can see what it says. See enter text here. So let's go through here, and I am going to go to my Vine monogram font. So if you guys have been crafting for a while, you know this is our tried and true. It's just always... It's always here. So I should be able to find the link for it. I bought it so long ago, but I should be able to find it. So I'll link it in the description if you don't have it. And so we are doing our monogram. So we are going to do our monogram. Her name is, so her initials in order, like legal name, is MJG. But with monograms, we put the last name in the middle. So we're going to do lowercase m. G is her last name, so next is going to be uppercase G, and then the next one will be J, lowercase. That is her middle initial. So you can see I set it about 6 inches. We'll go ahead and apply. So you can see this is very large, and it's actually not really, it's not really 6 inches. It's still pretty large over there. So you can see we'll go over here, and I'm going to immediately weld it. This gets rid of our overlapping lines. And now I'm just going to go ahead and shrink this down. It's the widest is the largest is the width. So I want this to be about 6 inches tall. So I'm just going to drag this down and make it a little bit smaller. So we have it, it's about 6 inches tall. I'm not going to worry about where it is on the artboard because the Juliet will help us with all of that when we get to the cutting section. So let's go ahead and send design. You can see we have properties over here, and I could just rearrange it if I wanted to as well. So don't forget, you can go right here, hit enter, and now it's 6 inches high. So let's go ahead, send our design. And so you can see we have kind of a cut option. So if you're new to the Siser Juliet, but you have used vinyl cutting in other ways, I really like this cutter because it combines a lot of the professional cutter aspects, but it puts it in a machine that's easy for us to use as crafters. So you might have to take some time to get used to the windows that show up, but this is great because it works a lot like our bigger cutters like the Rollins and the Graphtex and so on. So you can see I'm going to turn on my wireframe preview. This allows me to make sure that I don't have any overlapping lines. And then I'm going to choose selected artwork only. Now when you do a larger design, you'll do all artwork, and I'll show you how I do that. But you can see we're all good, and I'm going to keep each color layer to origin, which means it'll go to the origin of your cut. So we're going to go to send. And you can see my Juliet is not turned on right now, but I'll kind of cut over, turn it on, and show you. So I'm going to jump over, load my Juliet with my material, and then I'll be right back to show you my settings. Right, so here we are. This is our Siser Juliet, my Siser Juliet, but I guess ours because we're doing a video together. So you'll see one thing I want to show you before we get going. There's a little lever back here. This is to lock the rollers. I'm going to show you what it means when I load it, but I just want to kind of point it out to you since I'm not going to keep turning my machine around. So we're going to open this up, turn it on, and it takes a second. You can see it has our little name. Check that out. So we have this beautiful light that shows up. It's very beautiful. Right, so I am using Siser Stripflock. This is in baby pink. You can see here's our shiny side, our carrier, and then this is our matte side. So this is what we are going to use to what am I trying to say? So this is what we're going to be cutting on our machine. So I'm going to go ahead, press the lever in the back down. This allows me to load my material. And I'm going to use these little lines right here and the edge of my machine to line up my material. Now, you may see online a lot of us are doing things a different way. Because this is a combination of a professional and crafter cutter, this will kind of vary in how we load it, and this is how some of the larger cutters are loaded. So now I'm going to go through. You can see these arrows will move it. So I'm going to go ahead and move it to set up my cut. You can see that was way too far. And look, see how fast it went? So be gentle with it. So I'm trying to get it right to where this blade is, okay? And give yourself a little wiggle room. So we have this set right here. And I'm going to go through and set my settings on my machine. I'm going to go over to cut settings. And the great thing is I am using Siser vinyl. So I am going to go through and find it in my list here. So it has HGV, PSV, other. I'm going to choose other and go to Stripflock. And then it does give some material for you to some space for you to load in your own. So we have that loaded. So it has my cut speed at 10, my force at 15, and I'm going to very quickly go through and do a test cut. And I can do this by this corner here. It has a little circle with a shirt in it. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and load this out a little bit. So it's right in this corner. I'm going to take my tool, try to get my corner right here. And it came right out. Looks perfect. And then I'm just weeding out this little circle. Everything looks really good. So I'm going to go back, load this back in. And then I'm going to move my blade over a little bit to go past that test cut. Okay, so we're all set over there. I'll see you in my computer real quick so we can send it over and then we'll watch it cut. Okay, so our material is loaded. So we're going to go over to our cutting properties. So we're using material roll. Basically, we don't have a cutting mat. And then we can see blade tool, cutting tool, all this stuff right here. We are going to use our cutter settings. We are going to mirror. And then we can also choose to do a weed box. I like doing that. That just makes a box to make it easier to weed it out later, a weed box. So you can see we have it set right here. We have it mirrored. And now we can just go through and send to cutter. All right, so here is my blanket. So I got this from All About Blanks. I have it linked in the description for you. There's also a coupon code for that, so definitely check that out. I love these quilted blankets, and I find that All About Blanks gets them shipped quickly, and you know, I just enjoy their company overall. So I'm going to put my monogram in a corner. Now this is preference to where you want to place it. I like monograms in the corner, but again, it's whatever you choose. And I am using my heat transfer warehouse, and I am using my Heat Press Nation 15x15 Craft Pro press. I love it because I can bring this drawer out to make it easier to line up without getting just burnt by my heat press. And so I have this placed on here, and because I have such a large blanket and I'm sliding it around, I am going to use my Artist Preheat tape to just tape it in place to make sure it doesn't move as I press it. So we're going to go over, I have my heat press set to 310, maybe closer to 315 just to be safe. And so I'm going to slide this in you can see I'm gonna get a lot of like pushback on that. So what I can also do is just turn this around. Most people press this in reverse, but for me visually, I like to kind of put it the other way at first so I can line up my blanket, which this is another reason why I taped it. So you could save yourself a bunch of time and just start this way. But for me, you know, I like to do things the difficult way. So I'm gonna slide this in. We have it set to 310, 315, and it needs medium pressure. So you can see my press closed, no problem. I had a pillow in there earlier, so I'm gonna go and increase my pressure a lot by turning it clockwise. You can see I still have a lot to go. So again, turning it clockwise to increase the pressure with my press. Oh, did it too much now. So let's turn it. All right, so we're gonna do this for 15 seconds. All right. So we're opening it up. You can lift this out. And then gently lift, so you can see this is coming up beautifully. Now this is Stripflock Pro, so this is a warm peel. If you're familiar with the Siser line, the Stripflock used to be a cold peel, but now we can peel it warm. You can see I'm scratching it. It looks pretty good. And then here is our monogram. Let me hold it at a better angle. So let me bring the camera back and I'll show you a little bit better. All right, so here is our final blanket. I love the look of the cream with the pink. So super easy, minor adjustments to the cut settings for Siser Stripflock, but in the past, other materials that I've cut with their presets, I've had no issues. So again, it's always a matter of trial and error. Every machine's a little bit different. Your material might be a little bit different, but I'm really proud of this result and I'm looking forward to doing more projects with the Juliet. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget I do training on silhouette, Juliet, and of course the Glowforge. So if you have any questions on any of them, go ahead and leave them below and I will see you in the next video.